And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. It's time for Angela After Dark. Dr. Angela Jones is here tonight. We're talking about relationships in workplace. Sometimes those little secret flings can turn into a serious relationship or damn near disaster. Let's bring in Dr. Angela Jones. We have seen what happened, what transpired on Good Morning America. Ocho, or is it 3? Ocho or 3? Good Morning America, Ocho or 3? TJ Holmes.
Yeah, TJ Holmes, that whole situation. But, you know, the situation really comes in the space of talking about work husbands and work wives. And when you talk to people, either people are like, yeah, it's fine, and some people are like, absolutely not. And I think it really comes in the name of saying, that's my work wife and that's my work husband. And there's power in words. And so when you're saying someone is your work wife, what are you actually saying to the world or to the business or to everybody else in regards to that relationship?
And that's used a whole lot with news anchors because they're on TV together.
Yeah,
and you have the male and the female, and they're like, that's my work wife, work husband.
And I think it's about boundaries. It's about understanding, like, okay, am I respecting my actual wife and my actual husband at home with this relationship at work? There's a couple of things that indicate maybe I'm not doing something right. If you have to hide the relationship, if you have to like delete text messages or conversations you've had with that person, that's a huge indication that something that might be inappropriate. If you're eating lunch with them only every single day, you're creating a bond that nobody else is going to be able to break. So I think there's certain things that you can do, but there are also certain things you need to have a red flag out to be like, okay, maybe this is going a little bit too far.
And what about if you're that significant other at home and they joke with you, my work wife or my work husband? How should you respond to that? What should you say to them if you don't feel comfortable with the little games they're playing? You
know, you definitely don't hold back. I mean, when I'm saying don't hold back, I'm not saying argue, but just say, you know, why do you feel like this person is your work spouse? Ask them about the relationship. See why you feel uncomfortable about it. If you do feel uncomfortable about it, you need to let them know why and ask them what, you know, for certain boundaries so you can feel comfortable. Your work spouse should know your spouse in some way in order for it to feel balanced. So you know, you don't want to mess up what you have going on at home because you don't have good boundaries at work.
And of course you can get into trouble at work depending on where you work, what the policies are at that particular job.
There's a lot of nuances when it comes to this, and I'm only like touching on a little bit. And so the thing is, if you're pushing the boundaries, you're risking your job, you're risking your reputation, and you're risking your actual relationship at home. So if you're not knowing what you're doing and if you're not having appropriate boundaries, you need to step back and reevaluate that relationship.
Now let's look at that high-profile relationship between TJ Holmes and Amy Robach on Good Morning America Ocho, or is it 3?
I don't really. Ocho 3, you know.
What do you think they went wrong? Was it, they said they broke up with their spouses back in August. Should they have made that public if they were going to be so public?
You know, yes.
And there's a line between privacy and,
Exactly. You know, when you're on air and you're important and people see you, you want to keep your private life private. And then when something like this comes out, you know, you saw what happened. If they actually truly ended their relationships, but how did you end it? You're married, so you actually have to get a divorce. You want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that respects your past and is going to respect your present. And I think what happened was it just appeared disrespectful. It wasn't known that they broke up with their spouses or whatever you want to call it, divorced their spouses in the past. And I felt like the public was just shocked by it all. It seemed like there were even some, not a lot, staff that were surprised by it too. So, you know.
Well, they said ABC at Good Morning America Ocho. They said the executives there were shocked when they saw it in the newspaper.
Exactly, yeah.
They were thrown, you know, for a loop by it.
And I'm almost certain it's because they have policies against it. So I'm sure they were trying to hold it back from the public. But you're going out in the street in your city, holding hands, going on retreat, going on vacation, you're going to get caught. So I just feel like they did it very messy. If they wanted to be respectful to themselves, their jobs, and their past, they should have played it out totally differently. I don't know what they do in the back. I don't know what they do at home, so I'm not going to say who's right or wrong, but I can say the way it came out, that was partially their fault.
You know, TJ Holmes has been in the news before. When I left Little Rock, he was coming to Little Rock. He was a young guy.
You left you.
But anyway, you remember he was dating Chili from TLC.
That's right.
And that was a big
old. I mean, he's been in the news before. He's not new to it, so.
You get all the hot women. All right.